that DPS was able to put out.
Yep.
That's not Soul. A lot of what I was going to talk about goes away, but I do kind of like this call. It's a little bit as the same take as what as what Mike did with cracking out the Milia.
Yeah.
Instead, you're going for the chip. You're trying to jump around and bait out a move, and then just dive in with that 2K. It's all going to be about the mind game on the approach. You have to be even better on the approach. You need to get hit even less on the approach as Chip, as you're a full 10%, well, that's a bad way to put it, 0.10 weaker than the health pool of Millie. Granted, guts, but, you know.
Now, I have to say two things. One,
go for it.
God bless these players for the intro rock. Yeah. Two, welcome to our grand final.
This is it.
DPS versus NITRO. Axel versus Chip. I can't believe we're seeing Chip in the first place, but this is grand finals, people. Chat, please let me know who you're trying to see here, because this is some of the two people who are absolutely the best right now in our PNW scene. I mean, PNW tournament hosting at least.
Absolutely.
But it's incredible how far we've come. The tournament today has been a huge miasma of the players popping off and showing everything they've learned so far. And right now, we're seeing everything in the toolkit from DPS and NITRO as well. I mean, NITRO showing such incredibly strong offense with Soul, and now just, you know what? Let's just play the Axel matchup and play Chip. Why not?
First baited! First baited! That's going to set up the second round amazingly.
Incredible! You love to see it. I mean, even from swapping from Soul to Chip, there's no hesitation in what NITRO's trying to do here.
I want to also just bring up, sure, this is this tournament. My goodness, you got to be having flashbacks to last tournament. It's Chip Axel once again in grand finals.
Yeah. Who knew? Who would have known that instead of being Leo, Soul, Ram, or May, we get Chip and Axel?
Yeah, I mean, Chip, I would have taken the guess. If I had to bet, I would have thrown some money on Chip. But Axel, again, when Princess Slim isn't here, I'm surprised.
And DPS is dunking on him right now. Absolutely incredible so far. I mean, just 6P at round start, trying their absolute everything to stop NITRO's approach, but such an aggressive player can't be stopped so easily. Alpha Blade still getting blocked. Incredible positioning from DPS.
DPS doesn't have burst still. If NITRO can get the right hit and work him into the corner, it could spell absolute disaster, but it's the same case for NITRO. But who needs the corner when you're Axel low and you can just grab all the damage you need from mid-screen and grab him by the neck with those sickles and slam him right down into the ground and put a point right up onto the board.
Oh,
DPS draws first blood.
The hell's counting them? We put up one. Easy peasy. A 6P again at round start. This is really interesting to see how much is working. It's a round and a 6P at round start. Sometimes this stuff's a lot more than you think, and a grab from NITRO to start the offense. Here we go. But I haven't seen a single command grab allowed from Chip yet. And NITRO's tried, I think, 3 or 4.
That's been really solid defense from DPS. They're ready on the jumps all the time. There needs to be something from NITRO to call these out. I'm not sure exactly what it should be. But, I mean, then again, it's their job. I'll leave it to him.
Burst pop from NITRO. This is where it gets serious. Both players, no burst, low tension. NITRO's only got 1 bar and losing plenty after being a bunch. But here we go.
Into the corner we go. Not gonna be able to see the wall combo, and that one slips him. I definitely know he didn't want Axel back in mid-screen, and that might just be costly enough. It won't quite kill, and they're able to block overhead just in time. But the
what an air throw!
You're kidding me.
Just calling it out.
Sniping them out of the air the entire time with the normals, and then snagging them when they're face to face. Just pulls them fresh from the air, plucks them like a ripe fruit.
Yeah, truly. NITRO just popping up. There's the command grab. We finally land one. DPS thought they were absolutely immobile, or immortal to these command grabs, but so far, I mean, everyone's human. You can't stop it forever, and Chip's a character that will make you have to eventually respect that option.
Don't burst. Oh wait,
definitely.
No, it's the last round. I didn't even realize. You gotta burst, but
that's brutal.
That's 2-0 is what that also is. DPS failed to rematch. Okay, we're getting off of the chip, you have to be going to the Soul. It's got to be the Soul that's coming out.
Yeah.
I don't want to believe we're going to the Milia. I don't think... Okay, I know I could have actually stopped the sentence at I don't think, but just to actually finish my statement.
No, you go for it.
I don't think Soul loses the Axel matchup. I would also be hard-pressed to say Soul loses any matchups. But I want to see this Soul put some rounds on the board. Chip wasn't doing it. NITRO here is back in blue. It needs to be a couple good callouts. Oh, but you can't do that one. That one's just going to give it away. You're hovering yourself right at that 2S position. And here we go. We are in. The damage can start flowing, but not quite yet. That 1.07 defense isn't going to get touched just this moment.
You want to make sure you don't want to Viper in. Yep, exactly. DPS playing this as exactly how it needs to be.
I'm out.
The bar, not quite enough to kill, but the command grab will be when you're that far full screen. It's really hard to react to because it starts from the very back.
It's the only command grab that works when you're just as far away as possible. And works better.
Yeah, it works way better. Way hard to react to because all you have to react to, or all you can react to, is the dirt piling up as you see the chain move through it. But right now, NITRO getting a really good start.
Oh, missed the DP and he techs off the wall too.
The worst possible situation after that combo. Axel's back to mid-screen, going for the overhead. You had the wall break. You could have at least kept him in the corner, but the Viper slide in. DPS couldn't stop it, and here we go.
Absolutely brilliant reactions there from NITRO. Does have burst to be able to try and keep DPS in the corner. Does need to spend it at some point, but they won't need to this round. They'll be able to hang on to it, and DPS is just a shred away from their burst as well. Might catch NITRO off guard, or NITRO might be looking for the immediate burst from DPS. Playing it a little bit slow as they jump around. They know how to play a patient neutral and just low double jumps for uncountable seconds at a time. It's what you see in those one-on-ones in Dragon Ball when it gets down to it. But he's gonna be able to get the hit off the 5K.
This is looking insane. I mean, DPS doing as much as they can to really lock out NITRO, but this could be set point unless...
Oh, the wall!
Not enough
Doesn't
to
have
kill!
super. Staff puts him close.
One
does
combo.
have the bar.
Could have
understand what that DP was.
Tournament.
There it is!
NITRO holding on. Holding on just barely by that last rope.
It's going to be tough for NITRO. They have a little bit of an understanding of what DPS is trying to do, but they have less tools to deal with it now that they're off of Chip. But they have so much more damage. They don't need to keep getting in. They need to get in once and run that belligerent Soul offense. Nice little shuffle back there.
As we see now, the damage is piling up. Soul still got Axel in the corner, and this is where he wants him.
Yep.
Love
the blue.
Another overhead.
That will do it!
Oh.
Big round.
That's something to seal for sure right there. BRC overhead into another overhead. HS confirm. Very solid mixer.
Absolutely. And it's almost in there with the Viper. You need to be a shade closer. You can't do it from full screen, but he is going to be able to just touch it with a slash and go into the heavy slash of his own. Find some damage, but he needs to get back in. There's that Winter Cherry, freezing him right where he stands. Oh, but he actually commits to the swirl.
Good callouts from DPS here. The gold burst was very worth it retention-wise, but how will we handle it now? The YRC to keep Soul off you.
Great call. Exactly what you need to do. You don't need to play the game, but now you're gonna need to play around with your life bar. Welcome to card games, folks.
Try to get aggressive one time with the PRC, and all of a sudden he's back in the corner, but the 2S! Hold on!
Health is a resource, and NITRO is almost out of it. Double jump from both players, ends up going in with a bandit revolver, catches him out of the air. No! Oh, he's able to kill off that! Are you kidding me? What a pickup from NITRO, pushes it to 2-2, and a bad matchup for Soul. This is not, or maybe NITRO is just showing their brilliance across the board as we find ourselves in Game 5 of a potential reset.
I can't believe it. I want a Viper to catch out the stance. Viper, seriously. Soul just needs to use that Viper as much as possible while DPS isn't looking out for it.
That's tragic. That could cost them the entire set. But we're in. You get the close slash. You get the bounce off the wall. Burst is used, and it crosses the sides. But it doesn't matter. Throw is used. Do you have the blocks? Oh, he dashes over him. He dashes over him. He gets to pick up. He has meter to RC.
Whoa.
But he doesn't need a shred of it. He puts him into the dirt once again. That burst early doesn't matter.
This is actually tournament point for Nitro right now. DPS has to win this round. No burst point yet.
Reset
point. I'm sorry, there was no L.
It's all good. It's all good.
Reset point.
Does have meter. Spends
Nitro
it.
needs
Doesn't go for the fakie.
Oh my god, the tension is
Got him.
too high. I can see what they call
too
it.
Low for Nitro. Dashes him. Got him. Baited a bunch. Down he goes. And DPS will suffer their first set loss of the entire tournament. Chip overrated. Axel outdated. Long have we waited. Nitro's soul has been activated.
Oh no! This is something else. This is something else entirely. I have never seen someone force an Axel to adapt their neutral so aggressively than what Nitro's doing right now.
There was no neutral. There is no spoon. There is no Queen of England, and there is no Easter Bunny. Okay?
Yep.
That was absolutely just pressure, and that is all. That is all DPS is feeling.
Yeah, no, truly. I cannot believe just how well Nitro's playing right now. The amount of offensive pressure that he's just laying on to force DPS to say, oh god, I can't play my game anymore.
He hasn't stuffed him out for like 5 minutes. I want to say terrible things. Who the hell gets away with that?
Apparently Nitro obviously setting a new standard for how you play Soul.
Oh my goodness, these close slashes. This terrifying actually goes to the band barrier. The throw? Really?
Oh,
another
throw.
Not another one. Don't do it again. Oh, you're a monster. Is he under my bench? He's an absolute monster. He is tearing him apart. My goodness, the last time we saw someone this scary was 1980s and Water News was in charge.
The Viper punishes on these sweeps going into the bomber. It's incredible. Nitro's learning just exactly how to play this matchup as we go. We saw Nitro just kind of have to struggle a little bit with exactly how to approach Axel. But as we're seeing it, he's recognizing every single tiny window he has to jump in on this character and explode him.
Tries to go in. That was greedy. That was greedy from Nitro, but it's fine. We're back in a new game, and we're all tied up at 1 round apiece. Not even a new game. We're in a new set. Oh, but that burst is costly. You won't get another one for the rest of this game.
DPS playing very smart now. Trying to really play at a zone where Nitro can't Viper and can't just dash in too much. But still, even though he's trying his best to make sure that Nitro can't just dash in.
Oh, he's out.
Nitro's still finding his openings, even with the characters that have the most exceptional movement in the game.
Nice catch.
What a 2S to catch him out of the sky!
DPS. Oh!
PRC back! The 5K! Catch them out of the sky, and DPS just barely able to make sure that Nitro doesn't have that option anymore.
DPS hadn't knocked a button
2 of the reset. It's just adaptation after adaptation. What will Nitro do? This is tournament point.
Not bad, not bad. Oh, there's a throw for Axel. Haven't seen one of those in a while. You don't typically want to, but there's another Viper. The risk versus reward, as stated by Avernus, is absolutely skewed. Oh, he's caught him. He's caught him. Forces out the burst. It's already dire straits.
Another Viper getting
on
blocked.
DPS's side. He had tension to spend. Why didn't he? Keep it safe.
Honestly, I feel like at this point, Nitro's willing to give up health to have the village explode now.
He's got so much meter. There's the fakie! There's the fakie! Grabs him with the wild throw because he's just the wild man out here. And Nitro puts a round on the board with burst a damn good bit away.
Nitro knows just how much soul health compared to Axel. And in this matchup, you want to see if you can save that meter for that one last offensive burst. It'll be the thing that wins you the round. If you can't open up Axel when you get in, you're gonna have to fight neutral all over again, and it's not gonna be good. And the Viper gets blocked again. DPS really trying to read the tempo of how NITRO plays here.
Cut back. DPS finally finding neutral, but he backdashes that? Are you kidding me? Back
here. Oh, what a catch! DPS going
what life bar. What life bar.
Absolutely explode! Burst on the table, you have to use it. YRC?
Yep, I like it. Oh, he actually goes for it! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? NITRO puts the round on the board, ties up the game count, and we're just in a best of 3 now, aren't we?
I know DPS is up a game, but you have to spend that burst, even if it won't do much. Even if you're already on your last legs and they're probably going to block it, you might as well spend it, other than getting just hit in a mix-up that you genuinely can't react to.
There's a phrase about finding out. You might as well.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, while you're up a game as well, might as well test the waters, right?
Oh, that just pulls him in.
DPS starting to feel like they might have control of this neutral. NITRO losing a lot of health just trying to approach. Axel sitting pretty at almost a full green bill.
Clear bill of health for them. NITRO not committing to the... that was supposed to
huge.
be
PRC
the bandit
confirms.
revolver. Good stuff there from DPS. Puts the round on the board for themselves first. They still have burst, and that's a brutal call out. It didn't quite work out, and now it's completely cost them. They've been shifted into the corner. There's no burst, and they've reached on a Viper. They thought they had a read, and it's just getting
Viper hasn't hit for so long, and NITRO has to try and use a different option now.
Air dash in.
But sadly, Viper's one of the best options to use against getting in.
DPS shuts out that game swiftly. Didn't spend their burst once. Barely got scratched through that entire match. And there's a failed to rematch? NITRO isn't actually going to switch off the soul. It's been so good. Yeah, sure. You know what? That match? That sucked. That was pretty brutal. Okay? Not looking hot.
You never know.
The rest of it's been pretty damn good.
Yup.
If you look at your soul in this matchup, you're 3-2. Okay? You've won a set. But we are going to the Ram. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like trying to...
I like it.
Okay, then go off. Tell me about it.
I think this is a good idea for the pure fact that NITRO knows Soul's absolute best option for getting on an Axel. Viper is being blocked every time. Just try and swing at him with the longest roll as possible. Because what else are you going to do at this point? If your main option for getting in
that's a huge
isn't working
punish
anymore, you can now just dash in and swing your giant sword and get a huge punish into super and start mixing your way in.
I didn't think it would look this simple, but NITRO is making it look quite easy. No doubt about it. DPS trying to fight their way out, stuck by the swords. Nice taps. Uses the RC, and that was an absolute slaughter of a round. A little bit of chip done to the health bar, but a spiritual perfect at the very least.
This is a super huge decision from NITRO, and a very wise one at that. I mean, not only do you have way better normals for trying to contest with Axel mid-screen, but you also now have a projectile that can actually threaten Axel sitting at full screen.
Very true.
Axel's zone is no longer as big as it used to be.
No, it's much more a reactive zone than a proactive zone as it used to be against Soul, where they're dictating the pace of the match and creating the first guess. Now, NITRO not only controls the reactive side of things, being able to hold down neutral, but they also have the proactive side of the game as they are pushing DPS around. This might just be it. It's been a slew of characters to handle Axel.
I mean, right now,
we might have just found the answer.
It's all to DPS. How will DPS adapt to Ram right now? If DPS can't choose and decide just exactly what option to pick against this pick of a character that NITRO had in the back just for the situation, this will be a tournament that might just go over to the East Coast.
NITRO's kind of scrambling to get in. DPS is handling this well, or at least this round, trying to instant air dash in. But it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
A perfect.
This is a round, that was a round we hadn't seen from DPS in a good while. They've immediately reacted to the slower buttons of NITRO, playing around the effective ranges of Ramlethal, but this stings.
This is NITRO's one huge chance to make this round his.
Okay.
But now you're back at full screen. This is a terrible position. Huge decision.
Has burst. Can't use it now. Bad spot.
What a commitment from NITRO, and that'll be a round. He's still in this.
Both players have burst. Both players have a full bar. And both players have the character that they want to be on, but that's a whipped air grab. It's not going to turn into too much. DPS getting shoved into the corner. Nice tap. Good damage. Keeps him to the outside, and using that Winter Cherry, it does give a cue on when NITRO can move in. It does just try and slow things down, but that's going to sting.
It all comes down to this. It all comes down to this. Shoot him!
Seal?
Shoot him! It's not enough!
It's not quite enough. You're absolutely right. Axel's got one good chance.
Tournament
that
hit!
will
do
it! NITRO puts it down. Over half of their health remaining. 3 characters deep against this single opponent, but they'll walk away with 6 wins, and that's all that matters. They hold their opponent to 4. They keep them off of that crucial final point, and they take this tournament from a deep run in losers. Once again, our champion coming from that side of things.